Hi everyone, Mechanid here. Just a quick one to say before the video starts that I'll be including the videos as is in this compilation and not making any alterations to them. That being said, I'll include any comments with any corrections to the left and right of the screen, along with any comments that I especially like. There'll be more discussion of those corrections in a video later. So with that out of the way, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who suggested which legions to do next, and an extra special thank you to everyone that posted corrections. Now, with that out of the way, let's get on with the show. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. Starting from the back, the Alpha Legion traits means that your guys always count as being 2 inches further away for shooting, psychic, charges, and any other stuff your enemy throws at you. This is great, because it applies army-wide, means that all units gain a passive bonus against shooting and charge ranges, making you far harder to hit. Also, it stacks with Shroud Bombs, to make your counters even further away, letting you outrange weapons and special rules like Armor Bane and Rapid Fire. You are also the only Legion to get a second trait, as befits a Legion with 2 Primarchs. Choose another Legion, choose a unit from that Legion, and you get to take one of those units in your army. Pretty slick. You can use this to take the cream of the crop, or just your favourite unit from another Legion. This helps if you don't know which Legion you want to pick up yet, or you're just indecisive, like me. For the versatility and flexibility of this rule, and its army-wide application, I'm putting the Alpha Legion as an easy S tier, and not just because they are my guys. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 2.
The Iron Hands.
My name is Mechanid, let's get started. A much underloved Legion, let's give it up for the boys in black. No, not you. The Iron Hands trait means that any shooting attack against a non-vehicle unit reduces the strength of that attack by 1. This is great. For example, bolt guns wound Iron Hands on a 5-up as opposed to a 4-up like other legions. This translates to lowering the normal 50% chance to wound to a meager 30% chance to wound, which in turn means for a substantially more resilient army, especially against small arms and low strength shooting. It also increases the threshold before weapons will cause instant death. This has the follow-on effect that multi-wound models like Terminators will be much better insulated against things like melt guns, however it has no effect on poisoned weapons. The Iron Hands trait also grants all vehicles a 6+, it will not die. This is fine, but at 6+, it's very rarely going to come into effect. For the overall defensive boost this gives your army, I'm putting the Iron Hands in a solid A tier. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 3. The Iron Warriors. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. The Iron Warriors trait grants any unit that makes a shooting or melee attack against a Dreadnought, Automata, vehicle or building unit type gets +1 strength. This trait is great, greatly increasing your killing power against anything armoured. This means that last cannons go from spooky to very worrying, wounding even Leviathan Dreadnoughts on 2s. This will make your anti-armor attacks much more consistent, and even weapons like heavy bolters and autocannons, which would normally be excluded from hurting vehicles, can now pose a serious threat, letting you be more flexible with your target priority. However, since this has no effect on certain units, it is possible for you to run into armies where this rule will have no effect, namely infantry or bike spam list. However, this is very much an edged case, and in 9 out of 10 games I would expect you to have valid targets for this rule. For the overall boost of firepower and the wide range of targets, I'm putting the Iron Warriors in a strong A tier, with a few edge cases keeping the Sons of Pt3 out of S tier. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 4. The Imperial Fists. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. The Imperial Fists are the boogeyman of this edition, and for good reason, because this trait grants you +1 to hit with all bolt and auto weapons. This, and I cannot stress this enough, is great. Going from hitting on a 3-up to a 2-up with all of your bolters will give you a huge boost in reliability and will give you so many more hits over the course of the game, which will in turn translate into more wounds and armor saves for your opponents to make. It also has the side effect of making the -1 to hit from night fighting only bring you back up to parity with the other legions. And because it also includes reactions, this means that you'll be more likely to hit your shots even on the enemy's turn. With the right army construction, you can effectively have a whole army firing a ballistic skill 5, which can be an absolute crushing advantage over your opponents. For the ease of use, the overall boost to firepower, and how often this rule will come up, I'm putting the Imperial Fists in a comfortable S tier. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 5, The Blood Angels. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. The Blood Angels. Their trait grants you +1 to wound on any turn you make a successful charge, disordered or otherwise, to a max of 2+. It also grants you +1 strength on all vehicle ram attacks. This is pretty good. This is what I would count as a win more trait, as stacking this rule with the +1 attack when charging will tip the odds further into your favour. It will also make you more consistent when rolling to wound. However, since you need to be the one making the charge and it only triggers in the first round of combat, this means that if you get caught flat-footed, this trait will do nothing for you. This trait will not allow you to reach into higher wound brackets. It's +1 to wound, not +1 strength. While providing good synergy and promoting aggressive play, the amount of things that have to go right for you to get this trait to work properly will make for a less than impactful rule. I'm putting the Blood Angels in a solid C tier. Not great, not terrible. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid. Thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 6, the Death Guard. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. The Death Guard trait allows any non-cavalry, non-artillery unit type to ignore any modifiers or restrictions when moving, provided that unit did not run, disembark, use a jump pack, or otherwise deploy via deep strike. And they also count as stationary when making shooting attacks. This is great. Getting to ignore terrain modifiers and the movement restrictions of things like pinning means that a Death Guard force is surprisingly mobile. This rule lets you be more flexible with your shooting units, like heavy support squads, hide out of line of sight before marching into place to open fire, and ignoring the snap shooting restrictions for moving and firing heavy weapons. This rule will benefit shooting units without Relentless the most. It also helps trigger rules like Fury of the Legion, which gives you extra shots with bolters if you stand still. For the passive buff to mobility and the increase in shooting flexibility, I'm putting the Death Guard in an easy A tier. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 7, the Salamanders. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. The Salamanders trait grants -1 to the wound roll of any attack inflicted by a flame, melter, plasma, or volkite weapon, but does not grant -1 strength. Also, any model with 1 or more wounds or hull points gets an It Will Not Die of a 6+. This is okay. While it will give you an overall defensive buff, it is very situational. While covering some of the most dangerous weapon types for killing Space Marines, it leaves out some of the most common ones, like bolt, auto, and lass weapons. Against something like an Imperial Fist, it is possible that an enemy army has none of the weapons that will benefit your rule. While this will change something like a melter gun from wounding you on a 2-up to a 3-up, because this does not reduce the strength value, it means that you can still be instant deathed by it. Also, while it's nice to get a wound back with an It Will Not Die, on a 6+, this will rarely come up. I'm putting the Salamanders trait in a disappointing B tier, as the buffs it gives don't measure up well against the other legions. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 8, the Ultramarines. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. The Sons of Guilliman get +1 to hit when shooting if they are firing at an enemy unit that was shot by another Ultramarines unit earlier in the shooting phase, and if the unit making the attack is within 6 inches of another Ultramarines unit. This rule has no effect on blast and barrage weapons. This is great. Since the two conditions are separate, you can be very flexible on how you satisfy them, either using something like snipers to tag enemy units before following up with more focused fire, or having 2 units stand shoulder to shoulder to support one another. This trait also gives you extra value from otherwise overlooked weapons, like pintle mounts on rhinos, by using them to tag targets ahead of a big gun volley. The only downside to this trait is that a unit caught out from its formation will have no extra buffs. For the synergistic boost to shooting and the combined arms buff, I'm putting the Ultramarines in an easy A tier, as the trait needs some setup to get rolling, but once you're going, you become very scary. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 9, the Night Lords. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. When a model with this special rule makes a shooting or melee attack against an enemy unit that is pinned, falling back, or outnumbered, the attacking unit gets +1 to wound or +1 to the armor penetration roll against vehicles. This is great. This trait allows you to win more by boosting your attacks in both shooting and melee, gives you a lot of flexibility where other legions may only buff a single phase or action. However, given the conditional nature of this trait, it will require that you do some setup using weapons with pinning or causing fear to get the ball rolling. That being said, outnumbering is surprisingly easy, as you may only have to pick off 1 or 2 dudes. For this synergistic and fluffy rule, I'm putting the Night Lords in a high B tier, maybe even A tier, as while it will help you win more, this trait will not help you if you're behind or in a tight spot, and requires for a fair bit of setup, so leverage your advantages and gang up on your enemy. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 10, The Dark Angels. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. All units that are entirely made up of models with the Dark Angel special rule must select one of the following hexagrammaton unit subtypes: Stormwing, Dreadwing, Deathwing, Ironwing, Firewing, or Ravenwing, with each wing granting an extra buff. This is great. Because you can choose a wing for each unit individually, this grants you unrivaled flexibility and acts as a force multiplier. However, there are some downsides. Some of the traits are significantly better than others, and despite having 6 choices for each unit in the army, most units have a very clear best pick, and all the models in the squad must have the same hexagrammaton type. So characters will have to squad up with their own wing or choose which buff to get, either theirs or the squad that they are in. Last downside, this rule is so big that I'm going to have to go into another short. The Dark Angels will have to wait to get their specific ranking, so wait for part 2 of part 10. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 2 of Part 10. Bear with me here, the Dark Angels. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. First, Stormwing. Grants +1 to hit when shooting with bolters, combi bolters, and bolt pistols. Like a mini Imperial Fist, you get +1 to hit even in reactions, and increasing the consistency and adding to the number of wounds and saves your opponents will need to make. Great for tactical marines, but will leave much to be desired when using more exciting weapons. Deathwing. This wing grants +1 to hit when attacking in melee with swords, and vehicles get +1 to their strength when ramming, up to a maximum of 10. That +1 to hit can really tip the balance into your favor, especially on massed units of swords like despoilers or assault marines. Dreadwing. Reduce the strength of incoming flame, plasma, volkite, and phosphex weapons by 1, and force poison weapons to wound them on a 6+. The Salamanders wish they were this good, but this is one of the more situational traits. Oh god, we're on to part 3 and no ranking yet. Stay tuned for more, and check out the first half in the link below. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 3 of Part 10. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. The Iron Wing lets all units reroll failed hits of 1 against enemy vehicles, and lets vehicles make snapshots on 2s, not 1s. Increasing your consistency against enemy vehicles is always good. However, this is my pick for the weakest trait and the most situational one. The Fire Wing, +1 to wound rolls when attacking a unit that contains at least 1 independent character. This is great for recon marines with nemesis bolters or any unit kitted out for character hunting. The Raven Wing. All non-vehicle units get +1 to moving when running, and cavalry can reroll their failed shrouded saves, and vehicles get +2 movement when cruising. This trait benefits bikes the most, giving them extra speed and durability. For their incredible flexibility and making me go into 3 videos, I'm putting the Dark Angels in an easy S tier, with even the weakest trait of the Dangles being more than viable, and together these 6 mini traits make for a complete toolbox package. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 11. The White Scars. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. The Sons of the Khan get +1 to movement, and whenever you make a roll to see who goes first or to seize the initiative, if your primary detachment is White Scars, you get to roll 2 dice and pick the highest. This trait is great. Short and sweet, getting +1 movement makes your whole army a whole lot faster. Giving you extra flexibility and movement on the battlefield, this trait also lets you get into position faster, or to close the gaps into melee, and helps you get away from enemy melee troops that are getting in. Also, letting you get 2 shots at going first will greatly improve your odds and let you dictate the flow of the game. The only downside to this trait is it will not help you when you're behind, apart from niche scenarios when jumping onto objectives late game, which admittedly can be pretty handy. For this simple, flexible, and fluffy rule, I'm putting the White Scars in an easy A tier. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 12, The World Eaters. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. When a model with this special rule makes a charge, it gets +1 attack in addition to any other bonuses, even if that charge is disorganized. This is great. Because this is just a flat bonus, it means you'll be hitting all the harder with all your weapons, and it stacks with the regular +1 attack on the charge. It even grants the extra if you're disorganized, so you'll always have an edge in combat if you charge. This trait will also give you more return on bigger, badder weapons. Your Thunderhammers will love this. The downside is that if you don't get the charge, you will get nothing. Likewise, this trait does nothing for non-melee units or vehicles, but you don't care about that, you've got nails inside your brain. Overall, I really like this trait, and I'm putting the World Eaters in a low A tier. It's short, it's snappy, it encourages you to be aggressive. Get the charges and grab a hold of the game and your opponent's throat. Stay angry, kings. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 13, the Sons of Horus. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. When a non-vehicle model with this special rule charges or is charged, the strength of all melee attacks made against that model suffer a -1 strength penalty. Vehicles with this trait deal an extra 3 hits when ramming. This is great. Because you get this bonus when either one of 2 conditions are fulfilled, you will frequently get this bonus. Also, it triggers if you make a disorganized charge. Because the -1 strength penalty is applied to the base strength of the attack, this means that it will affect instant death thresholds. Thunderhammers and Power Fists will be unable to instant death the Sons of Horus on the first turn of combat. This makes the old Lunar Wolves incredibly durable on that first turn. The only downside is that it provides no defense against shooting and will fall off after the first round of combat, so unless you're charged again, the Sons of Horus will be just as vulnerable as everyone else in a protracted melee. Overall, the Sons of Horus trait is very solid, and I'm putting them in a low A tier. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 14, the Space Wolves. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. Infantry units with this rule can run in the movement phase and fire snapshots and still charge. Infantry units that can't run get +1 weapon skill on the charge, even if disordered. Vehicles get +1 strength on their ram attacks. This is great. Effectively adding 4 inches to your movement at the cost of making snapshots. This lets you get across the board way faster. Also, being able to charge after running greatly increases your threat range. For units that can't run, getting +1 weapon skill on the charge is really good, especially in this edition, where having just 1 higher weapon skill can completely skew the results of combat. While it is a downside to make your shooting at snapshots, most units that are wanting to run won't care about losing their shots. Overall, this is a really great Legion trait, and one that can easily catch people off guard. It has something for all unit types. I'm putting the Sons of Rust in a low S tier. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 15, the Legion that did nothing wrong. It's the Word Bearers. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. A model with this special rule cannot have its leadership reduced below 6, and if a model with this rule is involved in combat that results in a draw, they count as having won by 1 point. This is okay. While it's good to not have your leadership ever fall below 6, the base Tactical Space Marine only has a leadership of 7, meaning that it's only ever going to drop by 1 point. Also, in scenarios where your leadership is dropping, things are probably not going too well for you in the first place, and you'd be much better off with Stubborn or Fearless. Also, getting to turn melee draws into wins is good, and can turn the tide in your favour. However, draws in combat are rare, and with the prevalence of Legion Vexaler granting +1 to combat resolution, the effect will not often trigger. Overall, I don't rate this rule too highly. I'm putting it in a C tier, maybe even D tier. It's not enough to elevate the Legion and doesn't quite give the Sons of Lorgar too much. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 16. It's the Emperor's Children. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. When a model with this special rule makes a charge, that model counts as initiative as being 1 point higher than normal on the first turn. And vehicles get +1 to hit when firing defensive weapons as part of a reaction. This is pretty good. Because this bonus is applied after other initiative modifiers have been applied, this means that even if you are fighting with unwieldy weapons, you will be striking before other units affected by those rules. So in short, Initiative 2 Thunderhammers. And you also get this bonus even on a disordered charge, so no worries about charging through terrain. The only downside is that you need to be proactive. If you don't make the charge, or you don't use your reactions effectively, you will get nothing. Overall, this is a really solid trait, and well worth a low A tier. However, the downsides keep the Emperor's Children out of a perfect S tier. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 17, the Raven Guard. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. Models with this trait gain 1 of 3 special rules based on their unit type and war gear, either Talons, Falcons, or Hawks. This trait is weird. Models that do not have heavy and do not have jump packs are Talons. Models that have the Dreadnought unit type, or that have both infantry and heavy, or have jump packs, or are in Tartarus Terminator armor are Falcons. Models with the cavalry, or both the vehicle unit type and either the flyer or fast unit subtype are Hawks. This rule has a lot of moving parts. Unlike other modular traits like the Dark Angels, you don't get to pick which units get which buffs, so it's a bit more restrictive there. That being said, it's highly likely that all units in the army will get a specific buff that will be relevant to their playstyle and create a very flexible army. And that's before we get into the bonuses that these rules provide, and oh god, I'm getting flashbacks to the Dark Angels. We're going into Part 2. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid. Thanks for watching! Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 2 of Part 17. Here we go, it's the Raven Guard. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. This trait is great. See Part 1 for who gets what. First, Talons. My favourite trait, as this one grants a 6+ Shrouded save if any units with this rule are shot from more than 8 inches away. It also grants Infiltrate as a special rule. A defensive buff and extra deployment options can make for some great infantry. A squad of tactical marines can now deploy straight onto the objective, and they have an extra defensive option for when Feel No Pain won't be applicable. The downside of this rule, for it to kick in, all models in the unit must have the Talon special rule, so be careful which characters you attach to a Talon squad. Falcons. Models with this rule reroll to wound rolls of 1 if they charge, even if disordered. A solid rule to increase the reliability of your combat, and because you get this on a disordered charge, it makes it much easier to trigger. The downside is that if you're not proactive and you're not getting that charge, you will get nothing out of this trait. Hawks. Models with this special rule gain a 6+ Shrouded save until your next turn if they make a run or move flat out. While it's good to get more defensive effects, oftentimes you'll be giving up charging or risking losing a hull point to gain this effect if you move flat out. So it's likely many scenarios in which you don't want to be doing this, and in turn, you won't get anything out of this buff. Overall, I really like the Raven Guard trait, and it deserves a low A tier, maybe even a B tier. The modular nature means that it's a little more to learn, but this trait really benefits from an experienced commander and forces you to be proactive and to make difficult choices. Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 18. We're on the final stretch, and here come the 1,000 Sons to take us home. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. The 1,000 Sons trait turns all infantry and cavalry that are not artillery or automated units into psychers. It also grants any infantry and cavalry characters a minor arcana from a unique list of Prosperine arcana, and an independent character can pay 15 points to upgrade to a full psyker, allowing them to take psychic disciplines from any of the core ones in the main rulebook. This trait is fittingly kinda weird. Turning all your infantry and bikes into psychers is cool, and can open up a lot of curveball tactics, but it comes with some drawbacks. The downside is that every time you want to use your Legion trait, this will require you to make a leadership test, and if you fail, you get sucked into hell. The conditional nature of having to test each time you want to use your Legion trait means that you are often weaker than other Legions, who don't have to work for their trait, and as such, you will often have to be playing catch up. Also, this trait requires that all models in the squad must select the same psychic discipline, and no model may have or use more than one option from this rule unless otherwise stated. This can make attaching characters to squads a bit tricky, as the psychic discipline that you have for the character may be preferable for them but not for the squad that they're in. That being said, stacking multiple characters with the same power can give you some redundancy and insulation against casualties, as well as allowing you to potentially stack effects. Lastly, while rare, this rule does open you up to the weaknesses innate to psychers, such as exploding and, not to mention, the entire sub-faction dedicated to ruining your day. But it's not all downsides, so stay tuned for Part 2. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 2 of Part 18. It's still the 1,000 Sons. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. Raptora. The first of the 1,000 Sons disciplines, and it's pretty cool. When a unit with this power ends a move or run move within 12 inches of an enemy, you can make a psychic check. If you succeed, all models in that unit gain a 6+ invulnerable save or improve an existing invulnerable save by 1 to a max of 4+ until your next turn. If the check is failed, you gain nothing. I really like this trait. Getting an invulnerable save, even on a 6+, can do wonders for your durability, and improving your invulnerable save means you can have silly things like a 4-up invulnerable Tartarus Terminator squad. Because of its effect and the fact that you can take invulnerable saves against wounds caused by perils of the warp, this makes this trait great for any units with an innate invulnerable save like Terminators or Breachers. Also, since you can make run moves in the shooting phase, this gives you 2 chances to use this trait. Thumbs up from me. Pyre. When a charge is declared by this unit, you can make a psychic check. If the check is successful, the unit gains Hammer of Wrath 2, with these hits being counted as flame attacks. Getting 2 extra hits per guy is good, especially at Initiative Step 10. This potentially allows you to get some kills in early and stack the combat in your favor. This power will benefit from massed units, like a big unit of Assault Marines or Despoilers, giving you even more attacks on the charge. However, However, having to make this check before the charge is rolled makes for a very risky trait. It's possible to succeed the psychic check and then fail the charge, or fail the check and end up killing your soldiers with perils of the warp wounds, and thus making your charge harder or the combat that comes after even harder. I would pass on this one, despite how cool it is to set yourself on fire and body slam someone. We're going into part 3, and can we beat the Dark Angels for the number of parts? Stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid. Thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 3 of Part 18. It is still the Thousand Sons. My name is Mechanid. Let's get started. Pavoni. When you move or run, you can make a psychic check before any models are moved. If it is passed, you add +3 movement and ignore any difficult terrain modifiers. This is great. Adding another 3+ to your movement grants you extra flexibility in movement and is great at catching your opponents off guard, letting you jump in close with short-range weapons like flamers or melter guns. Because this bonus is to the individual instance, you will have to reactivate it if you want to boost in both the movement phase and in the run phase. But even then, an extra 3-inch move can lead to some crazy threat ranges. Slapping this power on any fast movers like Assault Marines is always good, but on something like a lumbering Terminator Death Star, suddenly having a load of cataphracts shunt forwards towards you is terrifying. I like this power a lot. Corvidae. When you make a shooting attack, you can make a psychic check. If it goes off, the first wound caused by the attacker is allocated to a target of your choice. This rule is worded quite weirdly. The most common interpretation that I've seen is it allows you to snipe characters, but because it's only one and it's the first wound caused, means that you'll have to be careful as to how you resolve your shooting and let your big guns shoot first. That being said, getting to snipe specific problem models like sergeants, medics, and equipment carriers is always good, as it lets you bypass any wound allocation shenanigans. I'd recommend this power for any unit that can deal out instant death hits, like Melter Gun Special Weapons Squad, to make the most out of that first wound caused. We're going into part 4, baby, so stay tuned for more. My name is Mechanid, thanks for watching. Ranking all the Legion traits for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 4 of Part 18. It is still the Thousand Sons. My name is Mechanid. Let's get started. To round us out, it's the Anatheian. When you make a shooting attack, you can make a psychic check before any dice are rolled or any reactions declared. If you pass, then the enemy unit reduces their leadership by 1 for any pinning or morale checks caused by that shooting attack that you have just declared. This is fine. Because this power directly synergizes with pinning, it means you'll want to include things like rotor cannons or nemesis bolters, which both cause pinning. While I like this power, I find it rather narrow, as it requires you to either cause 25% casualties or have pinning innately. Also, since it happens before your opponent reacts, it gives them more information as they can see whether or not they want to react after you have resolved your psychic test, so it's not great overall. That's all the minor arcana from the Prospering Arcana list, and as a mini tier list, I'd rank the Pavoni in first place, with Raptora and Anatheia tied for second, Corvidae in third, and Pyre in last. All of this comes to a head with the 1K Sons placement, and it's a C tier. While I find all the powers cool and very thematic for the Thousand Sons, their conditional nature and the inherent risks to making psychic checks makes them risky at best. The last thing that you as a player want is to be punished for using your Legion trait, and that's certainly how a failed psychic check into a Perils of the Warp check can certainly feel. The Thousand Sons are an interesting Legion, but it does not save them from being the middle of the tier list. What are your thoughts on the tier list? Would you change any of these Legions' placings? Because there'll be a full breakdown soon, so stay tuned for that. And what do you think we should rank next? My name is Mechanid. Thanks for watching.